If you're feeling like a lump on a log, or meaner than a junkyard dog, you've got questions, well I do too. Come on and join the solution revolution. There's answers for me and you. Yeah, there's answers that we can use. Come on and join the solution revolution.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Mender Online, brought to you via YouTube. My name is Leo Battenhausen. I am a psychotherapist and an author, and you have joined the solution revolution right here. It's nice to see you all, and thanks for tuning in. I wanted to spend a few moments talking about my next book, which is coming out hopefully by Thanksgiving, if all goes well and God willing. And the book is called Souled Out, S-O-U-L-D-O-U-B-T, Souled Out. And without saying, the book is about how I feel much of America today has sold out. In other words, they are not recognizing that they have a soul and are doubting the existence of a connection of our soul with a creator. And I do believe this is a big part of what is going wrong with this country and not as what's going right with it. So this is what this book is about, and it's also a way for me to kind of connect the worlds of psychology and spirituality, because I do think it's necessary, and I think that is going to be the next big thing in the field of psychotherapy. When nothing else is working, and apparently it's not, with the amount of emotional distress and emotional illnesses and problems, depression and childhood disorders, depression, suicides, all of the above are not being solved by traditional psychotherapy models or medications. As we see, these new medications come out constantly, and psychology has not stepped up to the plate. But by ethics, we are bound to not be spiritual therapists in any way, shape, or form unless we advertise as such and people come to us knowing that. Okay, then that's a whole different story. You can be say for example, a Christian therapist or a Catholic therapist or a Jewish therapist, but that has to be known and established before a client, walks into your office. If they're seeking that type of assistance, then you certainly can practice that type of work. However, insurance companies do not want to pay for such a thing, and it has to be underneath the psychological blanket of the techniques and measures they choose for what should work to help people through emotional illnesses and distress. Now, it's not working. Look at this country today. We are the most unhappy we've ever been, and that's across the board. And suicides are at an all-time high. I have mentioned that on a previous segment. And, this depression thing is kicking our butt in epidemic levels. And by 2020, depression will be the second highest diagnosed medical condition in the world next to heart disease. That's from the Centers on Human Services and Disease Control, and also from the World Health Organization. So this is a reality, and my book Souled Out is a call to action when it comes to what we're really missing in this world. And it's not the good times and the things and the houses and the cars and the jobs and the money and the sex and the this and the that. It's a connection with God. And I'm not suggesting that we all become monks, but I'm saying when we live our lives today, like the media has pushed us and pushed us and pushed us to a point of kicking God out of this country and making him look like a joke and nothing but a fairy tale. This is what we get. Do you see anything getting better? Do you see morality increasing? Do you see things that are sacred lasting? No. Do you see people getting happier and more prosperous? No. Those who have connections, though, to their soul and to a spiritual being are benefiting and do live better lives and do show less depression, do well and better with medical problems and heal quicker and show extreme progress and happiness in comparison to those who do not have a spiritual connection or have sold out, you see. And this country has definitely sold out and has done so since the 1960s, and it started then when we kicked God out of our schools, and then it's all gone downhill from there. Now, God is not someone who comes begging for our attention. We need to seek him out, and he's not going to go where he's not invited. So we need to invite him in if we want true happiness. You know, and you could go sit in the therapist's office from now till doomsday, and sometimes the solution is getting yourself back into a spiritual mode with God or whoever it is, you know, or whatever it is you believe and have a connection with. Something that provides us with some sense of decency and morality and reason for being. You know, if we're just a bunch of slugs that, you know, are here to live this life and then die and become maggot food, that's very sad. And I don't believe that's the truth. I believe we are here to learn whatever we need to learn and to choose God so that when we do pass on, we are with God or in eternity, you know, and forever and ever. And that's a fairy tale, I'm told. You know, that people tell Christians today, and maybe even or other religions today, that, you know, this whole God thing is a joke and it can't possibly be true. I say, what do you have to lose? What if you're wrong? If believers are wrong and we pass away, we'll never know. We'll never know if we were right or wrong. If that's the truth, if there is no afterlife, we will die and that will be the end of us. Okay, case closed. But if we're right, we will be right. And if we're right, we're going to be glad we believed, and we're going to be glad we had that relationship with a God, because then we will have life everlasting and be happy eternally with him. Now, and having him in our lives does not mean we have to become, like I said, monks or nuns or priests. And I'm not saying we can walk around sinning, but God knows we are sinners. We're only human. And that's why he sent his son to die for those sins. Now, like I said, that's not a permission slip to go out sinning, but it is a guide for us to live our lives as sinless as we can, and to include him, God, in all we do. And this is how America used to be when things were much better, you know, and today it's just become a poop show or a fustercluck of sin and sex and evil, and anything that was sacred or an institution of goodness in this country is now becoming a joke. And you must blame and look at the media, who has pushed that idea on us that God doesn't exist, and the media is fueled by Satan. Okay, yes, I'm nuts. I'm out of my mind, right? It's the truth. I mean, you can do this, you can look at all of these things and make a decision yourself. But why would the media be so anti-God? And why is our current government so anti-God? And they are. You know, it's not politically correct anymore to state your belief in God. Other religions can, and that's fine. But when you're a Christian today in this country, you are a mental patient and should be locked up. So I guess that's where I should be. But anyway, back to my book, Sold Out. That's what this is really about. I'm trying to bring together the idea of spirituality in psychotherapy, because the two things, and I'm not talking organized religion, folks, please don't get me wrong. I'm talking about spirituality and a relationship with God. If organized religion is your thing, then that's fine, and that can be your thing. But I'm talking about a connection with God, in addition to working on the issues that affect us psychologically. The Bible is probably the very best and only self-help book anyone would ever need. All the answers to all of our problems are in that book if you choose to look. We can spend money at Barnes & Noble buying other self-help books until we're blue in the face. Most of them leave us very empty, and most of them leave us very confused. It's just one person's idea of graphing and charting, and oh, that's who I am, or that whole other book that came out, what is The Wish, or I forget what it was called. Put it all out there and it all comes back to you. Okay. You can do that if you want. These things are normally short-lived. They're pop psychology. They come and they go. I believe the unification of spirituality and psychology will be the thing of the future. And there is scientific evidence to support that. Okay, Dr. Lisa Miller wrote her book, The Spiritual Child, which was a scientific study that children brought up with spirituality in the family fare far better than those who don't. They do better in school. They're less likely to use drugs. They're less likely to engage in early devious sex. They are more social. They are happier, less depressed. The list goes on and on. So there is scientific proof to this, to naysayers. But that also I brought into Sold Out as well. The book is a call to action, and it's a call to take a look at, wow, maybe this is something missing from my life, and we still have a chance while we're here to include God in our lives and to let him help us, feel better. It's very simple. It's very simple, but yet so many people think it's a joke. And that's very sad. But I'm putting it out there. Sold Out will be out in November. Hopefully, God willing, like I said, it'll make a very happy Thanksgiving. And I think it'll be a very interesting read for believers and non-believers alike. So please keep in touch for that. I will let you know when and where to get the book when it's out. So thanks for listening. I'm Leo Battenhausen. Please visit our website at mindmenderonline.com, mindmenderonline.com. If you like this channel, please subscribe. You'll get notifications as to when new segments come up. I appreciate it. You can contact me at mindmenderonline.com as well. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to send them. We are the Solution Revolution. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.